All right, Panther fans, hockey fans, not just Panther fans. Let's get this moving. We finally found out last night the not just the Panthers opponent will be the Capitals, but obviously it was still in doubt who Tampa was going to play, who everybody was going to play, really. So we've got four series here in the Atlantic. That's what I'm going to go over here. Not overly in depth, just basically my thoughts and my predictions. I'm going to have an in-depth video tomorrow, a couple tomorrow, one with Stu and hopefully Billy and Randy, and then another one by myself, just going over. Mine will be the keys, I feel like, for the Panthers to beat the Capitals. So, purposes of this video is to go over the Atlantic Division one. So, I'm going to go over the Panthers, Capitals last. So let's start. Let's start with the golden child, so to speak, here, and that is the Lightning and Leafs. Yeah. Unfortunately, I would rather see neither one of these two teams in the second round. But if I had to choose, if my heart was picking, I would say Toronto's going to beat Tampa Bay. If I'm looking at it on the ice, I have no idea how Toronto is going to beat Tampa Bay. I would love to sit here and say I think Toronto is going to win, and I do think it's going to go 7 games. But I got to thinking about it last night when I was doing the recap, and I started talking about how Panthers need to take care of Washington in 5 games because, if you get to game 6, you get to game 7, the Panther players who've been here all this time, not being able to get through the first round, they must start getting a little twitchy. You know what I mean? They might start holding those sticks just a little bit too tight. So I have a feeling Toronto, that series is going to go 7 games. I don't think that's just going to go 6. I think it's going to go 7 games. And even though the game will be at home for Toronto, I'm not convinced. So as much as my heart would like to sit here and say Toronto, my heart says Toronto. I want them to win a round. I want Tampa Bay to be eliminated. I want to see Steve Dangle, just like myself, finally have his team get past the first round. That said, if I had $100 of my own money to bet on it, I would bet on Tampa. If somebody gave me $100 to place to bet, I'd pick Toronto. That's how torn I am between the two. But for purposes of the video, I'm not going to pick against Tampa. I think it's going to be close, but I think their experience in the end is going to be the key, and along with Vasilevsky. I like Campbell. He's played really, really, really well. I know Vasilevsky has played a lot of hockey, and I know they're the 2-time champs, but I'm not putting an asterisk at the 2-time part, but it's been 2 completely different seasons ever than in NHL history. The first season was interrupted, so they had a bunch of time to get rested and get fresh, and then they had the playoffs. The second championship was only 56 games. So what's that, 26 games? That's like a full third of a less of a season. So again, they were a lot fresher and rested for the playoffs. So the point being there is that they're not the traditional team that's won, played 82 games and gone through, the season full 82 games without breaks and all of that, like a usual 2-time champ would be. So they may not be as exhausted, especially Vasilevsky. They may not be as tired, obviously, as a team that went through 82 games and the playoffs and 82 games and the playoffs. It's just unavoidable. I think that difference might mean Tampa Bay is going to win that series. So I'm going to pick Tampa Bay. But like I said, if anybody want to give me money to put on Toronto, to put the juju out there, I will place the bet on the Leafs. Now, the next series is Boston and the Canes. Now I know I got a big Boston fan by the name of Raven, who's a big fan of the channel. But I'm going to disappoint you here, brother. And I know you're going to disagree, obviously. I think the Canes are going to get this one. What was it, 116 points? I mean, by any other stretch, in any other year, the Canes run away with the conference. It just so happens that the Panthers just were ridiculous and, have that 13-game winning streak basically the last month of the season, month and a half of the season. Otherwise, the Canes would be the top seed. So I see Carolina winning this game in 6. I think Boston's good, but Carolina probably younger. I think the goaltending in Carolina is probably a little bit more steady. I know Swayman is good in Boston. I'm not knocking him. I think home ice for Carolina is going to make a big difference here. So I think I'm going to call that one Carolina in 6. I don't see a path for Boston beating Carolina. I see that they can keep it close. I think they've got the talent and the experience to keep it close. But I think in the end, Carolina is just a better team. So we'll go with that. The third series, in my opinion, the one that might be the easiest one to call is the Rangers over the Penguins. I know the Penguins have the experienced guys with Crosby and Malkin, etc. Goaltending. This is a series where goaltending is going to make a huge difference. And I know Shesterkin hasn't been completely lights out the second half of the season. I have a feeling he's going to turn it on for the playoffs. Do not discard Gerard Gallant. The man is he has the only thing he's missing is the cup win. All right, he's got the resume. This guy knows how to win games in the playoffs. So there's no fooling around with him. The Rangers added Frank Vetrano, and he has helped them. There's no doubt about that. He's a streaky player. He's certainly somebody that can get you goals in the playoffs. He even had some goals for the playoff for the Panthers last year in the playoffs. I think, and Pittsburgh, to be honest, their goaltending, Jari, we don't know. DeSmith has played the last few games because we don't know how hurt Jari is. Even if he comes back ready to go, he's not Shesterkin level, in my opinion. So I think that's a series that could go 5 games. Again, Rangers are going to have home ice. Pittsburgh doesn't have, in my opinion, the depth to keep up with the Rangers. And I know the Rangers on ice, they're the team that they ice isn't overly fantastic, but they're just solid. They're just a solid team. And I think Gallant and Shesterkin as a combination, I think they're going to make the difference in that series. No knock on Pittsburgh, but, all those guys are getting a little bit long in the tooth, and there's just only so long. That they're going to continue to play as a group at a high level. So, in fact, in my season preview, I believe I picked Pittsburgh to either miss the playoffs or just get in with a tie. So, not overly concerned with that one. I think Rangers got down. So now we get to the one, right? The Panthers, and who the hell are we playing? Oh, yeah, the Capitals. No disrespect, Capitals fans. No. All right. So obviously I've given it away. I think the Panthers are going to win this game, this series in 5. I think they have to win this series in 5. More than any of the other teams, more than the Leafs, because the Leafs kind of have a little bit of a built-in excuse here, right? Oh, yeah, great. We got to beat the 2-time champs to get out of the first round. All we have to do is beat the Capitals, who don't even know if Ovechkin has 1 arm or 2 arms at this point, okay? And I know Tom Wilson is out there, but we've got depth for miles over the Washington Capitals. Now, goaltending. Bubba Brewski, let's have a conversation, Bubba Brewski. The goaltending needs to be good. We don't need him to be great. We need Bob to be good. Don't need Vezina Bob. What we need are the following things. And this is going to tap into my video a little bit tomorrow, but that's okay. Number 1, no goals with more than 1. No period with more than 1 goal. I know that means 3 a game. And that's what I'm saying. 3 a game against the Capitals. We should not be giving up 4 and 5 and 6 goals. Number 2, The timing and the manner of the goals given up matters. If there's 2 minutes left in the period, you cannot give up a softie because you missed your angle. Cannot happen. Not if we want to win a cup. Okay? That needs to just flat out stop, not happen. All right? The other thing is 2 minutes left in the period when somebody makes a mistake and there's a breakaway and you're alone with the shooter, you have to make the saves. The timing and the manner of the saves and of the goals allowed is going to make a huge difference in this series. So it's got to happen that way, Bob. All right. We don't need you to be standing on your head. We're not going to be allowing the Capitals to have 3 and 4 and 5 minutes of complete solid zone time where you're going to have to make 5-8 saves in a 5-minute period. You're going to have periods when the Panthers play lockdown defense. How many times do we see it this year where the opponent's gone 8 minutes, 5 minutes, 12 minutes if they had no shots or one shot? You've got to be ready when the shots come, Bobrovsky. Okay? You've got to be ready. And then when and if you allow that third goal, kaputs. No more. No mas. You have to pull a Vasilevsky. You have to do the same thing that Vasilevsky does with Tampa. All right? 2 goals, 3 goals. But after that, Vasilevsky says no mas. And that's it. Ain't nothing getting past him. If this team is going to win a cup, Bobrovsky is going to have to play that way. So, all right. Short and sweet. So that would have us a final 4 of the Canes, Tampa, the Rangers, and I forgot the last team. Florida wins their series. The Canes win their series. The Rangers win their series. And the Lightning win their series. So that would have the final 4 be Florida versus Tampa and Canes versus the Rangers. And that would be just an absolute, that would be, both of those series would be 7 games, 3 triple overtime games, and the final collective score of each series would be like 20-19 after the 7 games. It would just, it's impossibly close between those 4 teams. In fact, if you crossed it and had the Canes playing Florida and Tampa playing the Rangers, I think you get the same result. Those 4, to me, those 4 teams are a clear 4 that are the best in the conference. Now, it doesn't always work out that way. Don't always work out that way, right? There's always that one team that'll come up like Montreal last year and surprise everybody. If anybody's going to do that this year, I think it could be Boston. All right, Ravens, so I throw you a bone there. If any team can be the team that not really expecting much out of, that could, if Swayman gets hot, Boston has the team that could surprise some people there, at least in the first round. So, all right, appreciate it. I will make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. All right, content. Last thing I'll say is the live streams before the playoff games. They're going to start 90 minutes before the game instead of an hour. But I'm going to be ending them about 10 to 15 minutes before puck drop because I do the live streams upstairs. I got to get downstairs. I got to take care of, feed the dogs, etc. Get myself set up on the TV downstairs. So sometimes during the regular season, I miss the first minute of the game because I'm so rushed. I don't want to be rushed. I don't want to be stressed. And Fluffy gets, when I'm in here doing the live streams for a long time, Fluffy gets all anxiety. So I have to take care of him for a few minutes afterwards. So I'm going to save myself some time. So the streams will start 90 minutes before puck drop, but they will end about 10 to 15 minutes before puck drop. I won't be cutting it as close as I've been. So I appreciate everybody showing up. Oh, don't forget on the streams, flags, banners, cards, shirts, pucks, magazines, programs. And the pucks are signed, by the way. I got stuff to give away. There's going to be at least probably 2 giveaways at least per stream because 90 minutes, we got to keep people engaged. So there'll be at least two giveaways per stream. And it's a beautiful thing. We're finally made it. 82 games. Nothing but uphill from here, guys. 2 months. 2 months it is. All right. We neither nobody's putting up with this 1 round, 2 round things. No. We get the cup. We get it now.